What's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back in with another cryptocurrency video. Today I'm going to be talking about XRP Ripple and how everything is going with the lawsuit, some recent news about that. We're also going to take a look at the chart now that we did get our first breakout above $1 in a very long time, and we're going to talk a little bit about what that means, because that is very significant for many different reasons. But now that we did actually manage to push above that $1 mark, I think that could really set the stage for a move back to the all-time highs, to be honest, which was, a little bit over $3. So we're going to talk about that later in this video. Right now we are back below $1. That is just due to the general crypto market falling and just a general pullback. Now, this isn't specific to Ripple, right? If anything, Ripple was actually on a bullish move, and it got held back by the rest of the market. So I don't really see this as a big deal whatsoever. And you have to keep in mind, right, that XRP actually went up 62% in the last 7 days. So of course, it was a big move, and it is pulling back a bit now. But any further drops for the time being, I think, are going to be very good buying opportunities. And that's not financial advice. That's just my own personal opinion. Of course, if you do want to purchase or trade XRP, make sure to check out Binance. I'll leave a link to Binance in the description of this video. I'm not sponsored by them. They're just my favorite exchange that I use personally. So once again, a lot of US exchanges have actually delisted XRP, unfortunately, and Binance is the #1 place to go and buy and trade XRP. So link to that in the description of this video. And let's get into some of the more recent news bits. Of course, we're going to talk a little bit about Ripple fundamentals as well, because you have to keep in mind that although Ripple has had its controversies, it does fulfill a certain specific need in the cryptocurrency market, and we're going to talk about why that matters, right? Because it is one of the big selling points of XRP as a cryptocurrency, is that it's tackling some issues that most cryptos aren't really concerned about, right? And typically XRP is working with fast, cheap, low energy cost transactions around the globe. And I think that's going to be a need for many years to come as well. So that's also something I wanted to point out. Let's take a look at some of the main takeaways from the Ripple lawsuit. So first off, the case has been going on since December 2020. And of course, it is claiming that Ripple executives did an unregistered security offering. And of course, that is illegal according to the SEC. Now, I personally don't consider XRP to be a security, and there's a lot of various pieces in the lawsuit that are pointing towards the judge not thinking so either, to be honest. And for that reason, I'm actually fairly bullish that we are going to see a positive outcome. Of course, anything could happen, and I do think that's important to keep in mind, because we could get some bad news at any point, and it could take a very big hit on XRP. But XRP is actually more decentralized than ever before, and it will continue to function overseas if it's not doing well in the US, right? And that's something you have to keep in mind. A lot of foreign exchanges have not delisted XRP, such as Binance. So let's take a look here at one of the key moments back in March that showed that the SEC's argument was somewhat weak. The judge, Sarah Netburn, which is the judge that's handling this case, said that the XRP token seemed like a currency to her, and not just a currency either, but a currency with a utility that distinguishes it from that of Bitcoin. And that's actually a pretty big deal, right? Because she said that, it's basically a utility token and a currency. So that's really not good that the judge was saying that, because that goes directly against what the SEC's claim is. Of course, that is not the only time, right, that the court has sort of moved in Ripple's favor, because the judge, which, like I said, does seem to be leaning towards favoring Ripple's argument, did allow them to access some of the SEC's internal communications. And this is a big deal, because what they're going to do is they're going to look through all of these files and documents and see if the SEC has ever likened XRP to Bitcoin or Ethereum. And if they're able to show that, then it's pretty much, game over for the SEC, in the sense that at that point, right, they'll have the proof that says that, since it's like Bitcoin or Ethereum, which are not considered securities, then XRP should be no different. So once again, we'll see how long that takes for all this to play out, but that gives you a good idea of what people are trying to do on the XRP side of things in the courtroom, and how that's going to affect the overall ruling, which, like I said, remains very much of an unknown and impossible to predict fully. Now, like I said, so they're going to look through all of that, and of course, XRP is delisted on most US exchanges, right? And that really did cause a hit, but we're seeing the recovery. And one of the reasons for that is because XRP has a very, very strong fan base, right? And community base. So once again here, looking at more information about the judge and things that she said, we can see that the most recent allowance to look into the files of the SEC was a high stakes win for Ripple. And, Netburn, which is the judge, like I said, just continuously seems to be giving a little bit of favoritism and is kind of leaning more towards agreeing with the Ripple arguments, which is a very, very big deal. Now, we're also going to look at this article right here, right, which says that could this latest move be a game over for the SEC lawsuit? Like I said, I think it's going to take a little bit of time for all of this to clear up. You have to keep in mind these court cases take a long time very often. And this article, I like some key points in it. Of course, they mentioned that the fact that XRP moved above $1 is, a big psychological resistance level that has now been removed, and now that'll open up the floor for a move to $1.20, $1.50, and like I said, really trying to get back to the all-time high at $3, which unfortunately XRP wasn't able to do, unlike many of the big cryptocurrencies. If we go back and look at the price chart, because of what happened with the lawsuit. So it's been suppressed in many ways, and it's got a lot of built-up energy that, in my opinion, and especially on any bullish outcome from this lawsuit, will absolutely skyrocket. I also want to point out that if it gets relisted on big US exchanges and on funds like Grayscale, you can only imagine the amount of money that's going to pour into XRP. So in a way, right now, the fact that it's not on a lot of these UX exchanges and that you can get it through Binance, once again, link in the description, that will actually be a sort of a buying opportunity to get in before a lot of the people who stay on the safer side of things with the bigger exchanges, US exchanges, will not be able to actually purchase XRP as of right now. And once again, that is not financial advice. It's just my own personal opinion. So now that you got a better understanding of some of the recent dealings in the court case, just wanted to talk a little bit about Ripple itself. We mentioned some of the big positives of Ripple: the extremely fast transaction times, the already great scalability of 1,500 transactions per second. Obviously, one of the most stable and long-lasting blockchains. Like I pointed out, it's actually more decentralized than ever before, and it was a big criticism in the past for XRP was how centralized it was, and now they've been, decentralizing it through 150 plus validators globally, and that should grow over time as well. So that's a very, very big deal. Also, they've been pushing forward their eco-friendliness. They do not use proof of work mining, so they are able to settle these transactions with much less energy costs. And of course, sub-cent fees, extremely fast settlement times, and those large amount of transactions per second. These are all very big selling points for XRP as a cryptocurrency, right? And I also wanted to point out, the huge amount of volume in the last 7 days. We got $23 billion being transacted on it. And they point out their decentralization again, all the validators globally. Also wanted to talk a little bit about the partnerships that they have, right? Because Ripple has been always one of the best cryptos around as far as partnerships. And this is RippleNet specifically, so a little bit different than the cryptocurrency itself, but you can see some very big name partners, right? American Express, Santander, big banks and financial institutions. So this is, also something that XRP is targeting for these fast global payments. And, that is a very, very, big market, multi-billion-dollar industry, of course. And this page just shows you, a little bit about RippleNet, everything that is available on it, and of course, their most recent projects and improvements. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual more detailed chart. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening here. So, like I said, we got the spike after this most recent news, and now we are seeing a pullback back below $1. This could last, a little bit of time, but overall it's really a speck of dust in the long term. Like I said, this should be completely expected after testing a dollar for the first time in forever, that we're seeing this pullback, right? It happened back over here, and it might happen again. Now, you'll probably ask me, are we going to see a drop, all the way back down to this previous uptrend line? It's possible, but to be honest, that isn't necessarily the most likely outcome in that sense. And I think that what could be much more likely is actually just a pullback down to one of these support levels over here. So we've got a big one around 80 cents and then one a little bit below that at around 75 cents. So a lot of support in that 70 to 80 cent level. And then again, now we have even more support at 65 cents. To be honest, I don't see XRP falling below 65 cents. If it did move below it, it would be an extremely quick dip down to around 50 cents or so, but that seems somewhat unlikely right now. I think that even at around 80 cents, 75 cents, we have a huge amount of support. And in a worst case scenario on this pullback, we would see a move down to 65 cents, which I think would just be a very good buying opportunity, to be honest. You have to keep in mind that this plays along with this pattern here, this U-shaped recovery coming back down to this 80 cent, or even in a worst case scenario, 65 cent support level. It is fully part of the normal process of this pattern that's been rolling out. And if we look at the long term, right, this is really where I'm extremely bullish. And for 2021, the next 1 to 2 years out, I'm seeing this move back to the all-time highs is because we've had this very long, drawn-out recovery that's built up a lot of strength for a move higher, like we saw in this most recent move. That moved very quickly as well. And Ripple has been truly waiting for a breakout, and we saw the first real sign of that back here in November, and now the second one. And I think that, like I said, on any unexpected bullish news from the lawsuit, Ripple will absolutely skyrocket like never seen before, and that could go hand in hand with more U.S. recovery as well. So if we look at the actual move back at the all-time highs, right, $3, even moving towards $3.30. That is really, I think, now we're seeing, we might see a pullback here, but really it is all in the move of seeing the overall recovery back higher to the all-time highs. And then that's sort of the idea that I'm working with for my analysis and my price prediction. With that being said, this is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you do want to purchase or trade XRP or any other altcoin, my favorite exchange, my recommended exchange is Binance, not sponsored, just my favorite exchange. Link to that in the description of this video. And if you're interested in my technical analysis master course, you want to learn technical analysis trading, all my years of experience put into this course, less than $20, great reviews, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can find a link to that in the description of this video as well. And of course, if you want to follow me for live crypto market updates, make sure to check out my Twitter. You can also find a link to that in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Stay safe and have a great day. I'll see you next time.